Hi, good morning teachers. My name is Francisca Mellia, or you may call me Mellia. I'm from class 95 absent 10. Today, I will be doing a presentation about a Bible story called the Parable of Forgiveness. This Bible story is taken from Matthew 18, verse 21 until 35. You may know this story because it's about forgiving 70 times 7 times. Without any further ado, let's get started with the story. One day, Jesus was telling a story to his disciples, and Peter suddenly asked to Jesus, "Jesus, how many times should I forgive others who sins against me? Is it 7 times?" But Jesus said, "No, not 7 times, but 70 times 7 times." Then Jesus told one parable and said, "There was a kingdom of heaven and a king who decided his money back that his servant borrowed. When he started counting, there was one servant who didn't have enough money to pay his bills back, which cost $1 million. So the king asked him to sell his wife and children, but the servant said, 'Please be patient and I will pay it all.' Then the king agrees and let him home. When the servant went back to his house, he met with his fellow servant who owed him $1,000. He said with a high voice, 'Where's my money you owed me?' while suffocating his fellow servant. 'Please be patient and I will pay your bills,' said the fellow servant. But the servant rejected that offer, so he calls the guards and asks him to take his fellow servant to jail. When this happens, there was some other servant who saw this. They were very angry and upset. So the other servant went to the king and told him everything they saw. They told it's unfair to let the other servant to be jailed while he also didn't pay the king's bills. The king was very angry about this, so the king told his guards to call this servant. When the servant came, the king said to him, 'O wicked servant, I have written off all your debts because you begged me. Shouldn't you also pity your friend as I pitied you?' Then the angry king told his guard to send him to the prison and to be punished. The servant begged to the king, but the king refused it. While the servant was going to jail, the king said, 'Then my Father who is in heaven will also do the same as to you. If each of you does not forgive your brother and sister with all your heart.' The servant regretted everything he does and was very upset of what he did. And that's the end of the story. So, what can we learn from the story of the parable of forgiveness? And what is exactly the meaning of 70 times 7 times? In this Bible story, I learned that 70 times 7 times is not just a usual number. But 70 times 7 times means that we have to forgive others who sins against us and forgive them really wisely with all our hearts. And not to remember the past again. So this mean is forgive and forget. This is the perfect repentance as the follower of Jesus Christ, and we need to repay evil deeds to good deeds. To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God has forgiven inexcusable in you. That's all from me. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. Stay safe and God bless you.